If you've been around YouTube or any other online photography communities, it's no doubt that you've seen a slur of information and people loving the new FujiFilm cameras. At first, I was kind of surprised by the rise of popularity of these cameras, seemingly out of nowhere, but after I've done some research over the last couple days, I've noticed there are a handful of things that are leading to FujiFilm's success, and I'm going to go over them in this video. First, and I want to note that these aren't in any specific order or anything, is the connection it has with film photography. Like myself and many subscribers of the channel, analog photography grounds us to our camera more than any other digital camera does. From manual physical buttons, the waiting time for processing, limited number of shots, etc., there's a certain magic that comes with shooting film photography. In my opinion, Fuji somewhat scratches that itch with their most recent camera designs. Again, similarly to many film cameras, the physical nature of the toggles and dials feels tactile and not convoluted in some digital menu UI. Additionally, Fujifilm has a ton of film emulations that are baked into the camera that emulate real-life film stocks. You can also additionally download more online that emulate some Kodak film stocks like Portra, Ektar, etc. And truth be told, all of these film emulations look pretty damn great if you're asking me. With the rising price of film in the past couple years, it makes sense to potentially shoot less and lean into these digital cameras that recreate the look of film so effortlessly. For me, I like the half-baked in tones from film stocks that I get back from the lab. It makes editing the photos a lot easier and, in general, just less time consuming. I kind of see the same value with these too. It gives you a jumping off platform to work with instead of always shooting raw and either manually color correcting or having to throw a LUT on. Another factor I think that gets looked down upon, but I would challenge you to change your perspective, is the fact that Fujifilm cameras have a cropped sensor. Now, I know many people drool over full-frame digital cameras, but for many of us and our workflow for social media or online distribution, we don't really need that larger sensor. In fact, the crop sensor allows for the cameras to be cheaper, smaller, more accessible, and have significantly smaller lenses as well. Additionally, the difference between the sensor sizes, especially with all the other technology baked into the camera, is marginal at best. Another big reason why Fuji has had success is that they're actually leaning into all of these things that I would consider strengths with their newest cameras. For example, the X100 line, specifically the X100V, is in a very unique spot that is really only competing with similar Leica models that are loads more expensive. It has all the physical dials, quiet shutter leaf, it feels like a film camera, built-in ND filter, great lens selection, and more, all at a, well, what was an affordable price. At this point in time, they're a bit inflated and hard to get a hold of, but I think that's a testament to the products that they've built. The other camera that really stands out to me is the GFX 50S II. This, like many of the other cameras, again, feels much like a film camera with its physical buttons and tactile nature, yet provides a medium format digital camera for cheaper than a new Canon R5. Again, for the price and what you're getting, the value is just bananas, and this sentiment rings true throughout the whole Fujifilm lineup. So I hope this sort of explains why Fujifilm has gotten so popular, and hopefully helps explain why you've seen tons and tons of videos and photos about these cameras. From the outside looking in, I was always sort of confused about Fujifilm, seeing as I never owned one myself. I obviously had never been in that ecosystem, but I've had friends who have loved it. So I really do want to get my hand on hopefully the X100V or whatever the next iteration is. I'm assuming this next upcoming year. With that being said, I do think the Fujifilms, while they are kind of niche in a photography sense, they're marketing and designed for their target demographic, which is like me and I'm sure many of you, people who like shooting film but want to get away from some of the expenses that come with it, especially with the rising costs. I think Fujifilm cameras make perfect sense. You still want to shoot film or get the film look, but you don't want to be paying for, $30 a roll plus processing fees, etc. I think these Fujifilm cameras allow us to be able to get out and shoot whatever we want and have the freedom to shoot as much as we want while still retaining the look that we like without needing to break the bank. So what do you guys think of Fujifilm cameras? I would love to hear that. If you've owned one or have any opinion on it, I would love to hear it in the comments below, as I think it would certainly help out me and some others looking at this video potentially in the future when looking at buying a Fujifilm. I think any input you have on these cameras could be super beneficial to anyone watching the video in the future. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more content coming soon. Until the next one, stay safe, stay shooting, and peace out.